here at beautiful Belmont Park. Lush green turf. We've got those world-class turf courses, the Widener and the Inner. Plenty of grass racing to be had on this Friday, October 9th. A picture-perfect, gorgeous Friday here at beautiful Belmont Park. Richard Migliori, Jason Blewett from our third floor clubhouse set. Although the day began quite sunny, and it is still nice out here and very comfortable. Skies look pretty ominous right now.
Yeah, particularly northwest of the city, kind of where I'll be traveling into the abyss, it looks like. But it's supposed to be beautiful again here tomorrow. So you know what? If we're going to get rain, do it when the races are over. So we have beautiful sunshine for brilliant racing.
Overcast at Keeneland as we get you out to the action. They just hit the wire. Hot off the press. Let's see Franklin County hot off the press as we go to Kurt Becker for the call.
Fourth on the outside, a gap of 4 more back to Ageless Free as a bird toward the inside, and Lady Shipman the leader. Lady Shipman off the far turn is just beginning to draw clear. Ageless is going to run late now, and so will Free as a bird who comes up the inside. Final furlong of the Buffalo Trace Franklin County. Lady Shipman chased by Ageless, who's toward the rail. Lady Shipman by 2. Ageless chasing on toward the inside. Lady Shipman, Ageless up the inside. Ageless got there by a head. Lady Shipman was
Lady Shipman odds on, was struggling, bounced back to her inside lead, looked home free, but in the end, Ageless picked her off at the wire.
And she was struggling. I thought coming off the turn, even though she was putting the other horse that she engaged with up on the lead away, that she was kind of bobbling. You could see she was struggling along, and it looked to me like she might still hold on, but the winner was relentless. Ageless, well, she got her, and Julian Leperoux, he rides a turf course pretty good, doesn't he?
He does. He's now 5 for about 15 at the meet, picking up wins with a limited amount of mounts at Keeneland, and a mare, by the way, that was third against the boys Belmont Day here in the Jaipur. And we do have some pretty good horses to start out our Friday works. Just 22 days out from the Breeders' Cup Classic, Halloween, October 31st at Keeneland, and up first, Beholder. I mean, this is a wonder mare with Janine Painter, the exercise rider, aboard. Two-path and cruising in the two-path as she earns a breezing with this nice 5/8 move in 102.
Yeah, and you know what? If you want to describe to anybody what breezing is, this is what it is. When the rider is motionless, allowing a horse basically to open gallop. This was about as easy as a horse could work. And I'm sure Richard Mandela's thought process is to get it the easy one in now, a more serious one for the next one, and then the last work will be just a maintenance move into the race. Similar to what we're going to see with American Pharoah, I thought he had a very, very easy move as well.
With Martin Garcia, the rider up for the jockey, of course, for trainer Bob Baffert as American Pharoah, had his 4th breeze since finishing 2nd to Keen Ice in the Travers, and here he is a little further off the rail, I'd say 3-4 pass off with Garcia up, but just cruising around there for a nice little workout.
Well, a lot of times, Jason, a rider will do that to keep the horse more relaxed. Horses are used to going down to the fence to do their fast work, so if you kind of cheat and stay out a little bit more, it keeps them a little bit lost, a little bit more relaxed. And for American Pharoah to go in 101 and a 5th, first of all, it's not the way Baffert normally works his horses, and we've seen American Pharoah work very quickly in the past. I think, again, it was that let's get this easy one out of the way, get more serious next time, and then have the maintenance drill into the race. And from what I understand, American Pharoah will be heading out to Kentucky.
Well, he's got all his preparation to be had actually at Santa Anita. I actually read that he'll breeze continuously at Santa Anita and then move to Keeneland, whereas Beholder is set to leave on October 19th.
See, we're going to have to get to the bottom of this, because I had somebody from their camp tell me earlier this afternoon that he was going to ship out to Churchill and have his last work at Churchill Downs.
Interesting. Okay.
And then move over to Keeneland. We'll have to find out. I mean, I read the same thing you did, but then I had somebody else tell me different. We'll find out.
We'll get the scoop for you here on Insider. Larry Colmus, though, mic'd up and standing by as we set it up for the call and get you up to speed with what happened. Featured 8th race. We were fast and firm. I think the sun was still out when Ocean Knight went to the post at around 1-2 for Kieran McLaughlin.
They're off. And it's Day of Fury who fires out fast with Face of Winter away with speed on the inside. And then it's Ocean Knight in 3rd, Just Call Kenny 4th to the outside. And then comes 2nd, Sid Hughes down toward the rail. And then Noble Moon and Strong Stipulation as Day of Fury leads the way and is about to be taken on now by Face of Winter and by Ocean Knight. And now these 3 race across the track. And Just Call Kenny is just off them after a 22 4/4. Second City follows 5th on the inside, 4 lengths off of Day of Fury, who maintains the lead up front. And then it's Noble Moon and Strong Stipulation as they race for the far turn. Day of Fury in front. the leader by a neck over Face of Winter, and Ocean Knight is on the outside. They went 45 flat for a half mile. On the far outside, Just Call Kenny is right up with the pacemakers running in fourth. Noble Moon is beginning to move up outside of Second City, trying to close into this hot pace. And Strong Stipulations last of them all. Day of Fury joined by Ocean Knight, Face of Winter between those two. Just Call Kenny on the outside. Noble Moon continues to gain ground, and there's a rail run for Strong Stipulation. 3/4 in 109 and 2. And they're into the stretch, and Ocean Knight and Just Call Kenny have taken over. Noble Moon is gaining ground to the inside of them. Strong Stipulation fourth. Ocean Knight, Just Call Kenny, Noble Moon, and Strong Stipulation. Ocean Knight in front, close to home. Noble Moon on the inside. Ocean Knight, Noble Moon down to the line. Ocean Knight beats Noble Moon, then Strong Stipulation and Just Call Kenny.
It wasn't easy, but in the end, Ocean Knight came through with his class. He made the chalk players happy. It was a proverbial single for many in the pick six, and he was resolute, beating a decent field of older horses.
And he had a tough trip, Jason. He moved into the teeth of this pace. Kind of looked like he got a little bit keen under Irad, but what I like about him is when he feels a challenge, he looks like he waits on the competition a little bit. He fights for it. And Noble Moon had a good trip and just fell a little bit short, but here's a horse that shows up every single time. And let's give a little credit, too, to Strong Stipulation, the West Point horse, only beaten about a half a length for everything.
And was just around 50-1, was right there at the finish line. But let's also find out what Kieran McLaughlin had to say after Ocean Knight's victory.
Ocean Knight was one of the horses you had on the Derby Trail earlier in the year, and he got sidetracked, but his comeback was good in Saratoga. This was even better.
Yes, he ran very well in this comeback, a little bit shorter, and today we stretched him out to a mile. He looked like he took Irad on down the backside when the 8 came up alongside him. They went a little quick the first half, and even the whole race was fast, but it was nice to get him back in the winner's circle.
Looked like he showed a lot of gameness, too, though, when Noble Moon challenged him from the inside. He kind of jumped back in it again.
I know, he did. I was a little worried because he was in it early, and I thought they might get by him late, but he was game late. It was nice.
Where do you think you go from here? Would the Discovery be a logical step?
Yeah, November 11th, the Discovery at Aqueduct.
You already had it circled.
Yes, correct.
Now, you drove down from Saratoga this morning. You went up to watch Frosted work, but you postponed the work till tomorrow because of some weather.
Yes, it was. We have a poly track, which was great, but it just rained hard. It poured, and sometimes it gets a little clumpy, and we like to have a break before they work. So we just decided to wait till tomorrow, and I'm heading to Lexington for Centenario Italia tomorrow. So I'll let Neil and Trish and all of them to take care of things up there.
Well, you got some phone calls coming in to congratulate you. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Things keep getting better for Kieran McLaughlin, putting up the big numbers. He's picked up some very well-bred horses for Stone Street Stable, and just a barn that is firing on all cylinders.
And has been all year. Consistent excellence. They had a great Saratoga, have continued that on into the Belmont meeting. Got the favorite tomorrow in the Grade 1, Queen Elizabeth, where Kieran mentioned he'll be heading down to. And I think he's got several horses that are going to head to the Breeders' Cup in good order. Cavorting, working on the training track yesterday. I asked him about that off camera. He said he works her there because she stays a little more settled on the training track. When she comes on the main track, she wants to do a little bit more. I guess she knows the difference between the training track, we don't get as serious, the main track, it's race time.
Interesting. Bernardini filly, also owned by Stone Street Stables, as Barbara Banke has got a fully loaded operation heading into the Breeders' Cup. And in the words of the king of all media, we'll be back after these words.
The new Parks Fall Festival will double purses for each of its 32 live racing days. What an opportunity for Pennsylvania breds. In an open maiden special, PA breds will run for over $100,000. So be there at Parks in the fall.
Hello, I'm Brian Sanfratello. Last year, we paid $33 million to PA breds in the form of breeder awards, owner bonuses, and restricted race purses. Our Equine Coalition Group is united in the pursuit of making sure that we receive every dollar we deserve. And that's why our Racehorse Development Fund has been constant in the past 4 years. Please go to our website at www.pabred.com or give me a call at 610-444-1050.
We've got Jose Ortiz, actually had himself a pretty big Friday afternoon, continues to rack up victories. It is close to 200 for 2015, and he'll see some action Breeders' Cup weekend out at Keeneland, maybe La Verdad, and the BC Filly and Mare Sprint for Linda Rice. And we do have those Breeders' Cup dining packages available here in the Turf Terrace or the Garden Terrace on October 30th and 31st. And believe it or not, just 3 weeks out from the Breeders' Cup. It's hard to believe.
Saratoga went by fast. This Belmont meet is going by fast, and I can't believe we are heading downhill, it feels like, on the Cyclone in Coney Island towards the Breeders' Cup.
Just a couple of works left for Beholder and AP before they make their engagement against each other in the Breeders' Cup Classic, and we get you back to Larry Colmus on this October 9th as the rain picks up here at Belmont Park. It's the 7th New York Breds in a second-level allowance optional claimer.
They're off. Glowing Ember on the far outside, and Dark Roast, these two out for the lead together. And then comes Lord of Love, who came out running on the inside of Slew's Brew, who now takes third up the backstretch. They're being followed by Here the Footsteps, Disco Partner to the outside, and then it's Saratoga Heater, Powerful Instinct, and the trailer is Special Selection. Moving up the backstretch, it is Glowing Ember in front. Glowing Ember and a 23 flat quarter leads Dark Roast by a length and a half, and Slew's Brew follows third by another 2. Then Here the Footsteps, Disco Partner to the outside, Lord of Love is down toward the rail, Powerful Instinct, Saratoga Heater between horses, and the trailer is Special Selection. Glowing Ember continues to lead the way under Eric Consell, and they're clear a length and a half to Dark Roast in second, a 46 flat half mile for Glowing Ember. Dark Roast is now 2 lengths behind. Then Slew's Brew, Disco Partner in between horses. Hear the Footsteps on the inside, and Powerful Instinct, and they're into the stretch. Glowing Ember off the turn with a 3-length lead here. Disco Partner trying to gain some ground and is now taken second, and it's closing in. Disco Partner trying to get Glowing Ember. Here the Footsteps is down on the inside. Glowing Ember, Disco Partner on the outside, goes on by. Junior Alvarado and Disco Partner to beat Glowing Ember. Here the Footsteps was third, and then Slew's Brew.
A new day, same result. The Gray Generazio homebred winning on the turf as the favorite. Sharp effort here. Second choice, in fact, excuse me, a generous 8-10 on Disco Partner.
It's like an assembly line of gray New York breds from the Generazio family. And you know what? I love when these people win because they put so much into the game. They've supported it for so long, and they breed their own. It's good to see them have success. And how about the meet that Jim Ryerson's put together?
Continues to bat at a high percentage, right around 30 or so. Got grade 1 black type with She's Already, who was third in last Saturday's grade 1 Frisette. He can win with all types of horses.
Oh, yeah, he's not limited to anything. And, I mean, it seems like whatever kind of horse he gets in his barn, he plays to their strength, and that's what the best trainers do. They put their horses in positions to succeed.
And a big field of trainers and horses assembled for today's 9th race as we closed out the card at around 5:20 p.m. These are New York bred 2-year-old fillies on the Widener.
They're off, taken by surprise, a bit slow to begin. It's going to be Out of Nowhere who goes up to grab the early lead. Shane V. De Lavone is away running in second position. Crazy Love is third to the outside. And then it's Flatware in between horses. Down toward the inside comes Night Madam as they continue their way up the backstretch. And then to the outside, it's Love You Babe. Followed by Sing Song, Praying Mantis between horses, getting steadied there. Taken by surprises on the inside. And then it's Light Rain, Sophia's Choice, and Flimbog at the back of the field. 23-4 was the first quarter. Moving up the backstretch, Out of Nowhere in front. Shane V. De Lavone, a length back in second. Flatware third to the outside. Night Madam is fourth along the rail. In behind those are Sing Song, Crazy Love to the outside. Taken by surprise is down toward the inside. 6 lengths off the lead. Then Praying Mantis, Love You Babe, followed by Sophia's Choice to the inside, Light Rain, and the trailer is Flimbog. 47-4 was the half mile. Out of Nowhere, the leader, a half a length now. Shane V. De Lavone, second on the outside, Flatware coming up there 3 wide in third. Night Madam is fourth, saving all the ground. Then Sing Song, Praying Mantis under a drive, sixth and going wide. Taken by surprise, and then comes Sophia's Choice. And they're into the stretch, and it is on the rail, Out of Nowhere, and to the outside, Flatware Flatware. Shane V. De Lavone is there. And then Night Madam. Gaining ground now is Sophia's Choice from far behind. And farther out, Sing Song and Praying Mantis. It is now Flatware in front. Flatware the leader. Sophia's Choice bearing down. Flatware, Sophia's Choice down to the line together. Flatware over Sophia's Choice. And from nowhere, Flynnbug rallied up for third, and then Sing Song.
Here we go, turning for home, and we've got Flatware, the gray, couple grays, won in today's late pick 4 beneath Javier Castellano at 1780. Flatter filly making her turf debut for trainer Mark Hennig.
And she looked good. She looked like she was meant for the turf. Her first 2 races were good on the dirt, Jason. And she had some trips to go along with it, but here she gets it done. Comes out late, maybe impedes the 5 Sophia's Choice a bit, but the race is basically decided. The horse I really want to look at, though, keep your eyes at the shadow roll with the blue cap, orange colors towards the back of the pack. And this filly, the eventual third-place finisher, 11, Flynnbug, watch the trouble she runs into. Right here, she's going to check, steady. She's going to angle back out towards the middle of the course, and she's going to come with a flying finish to be third. If she had gotten any break at all at the top of the stretch and got lucky, see her now heading out to the clear. She flew home fastest of all, and with a clear trip, she may have just won it all at better than 60-1.
Sydney's Candy firster for Dave Canizzo. Eric Consell was aboard, just had so much horse and nowhere to go. I would imagine she may make her debut on Trips and Traps the next time you and Andy sit down. And by the way, the winner, Flatware, if I'm not mistaken, a Trips and Traps filly from Saratoga.
Another Trips and Traps horse. And, you know, they've been honestly winning at a very high percentage of Trips and Traps horses. And it's always a fun show to do because it's an opportunity to also educate. Look for the subtle things that aren't as obvious as what Flynnbug went through today.
And Naira.com, the place to go to check out the archive versions of Trips and Traps as we go back to 12:55. They sprung the latch, field turn for home at around 12:56. And here's Larry Colmus with 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6.
The half and 45 and 3. They're into the stretch. And now, hot in the Hamptons, heads Axtell. Hot in the Hamptons, Axtell battling on from the inside. These two clear the others. Denim Blue is third. Hot in the Hamptons and Axtell. Hot in the Hamptons in front. And Hot in the Hamptons pushes clear a half a length ahead of Axtell. And then came Brian Bick's Cookies and a photo behind them. Divot Javier Castellano turning for home in front after a 46 flat half mile. Competition from Mark the Sky on the outside. And Mark the Sky has gone on by. Mark the Sky has taken the lead. Hush now back into second. First Charmers on the inside. And then comes Stone Supplier on the far outside in Counterculture. It is Mark the Sky and Jose Ortiz in an 11-1 upset here over First Charmer. And then it was Stone Supplier and Hush now. Up in 113 flat, a quick quarter there as they turn for home. And it is Angel Choir coming into the final furlong, still with a daylight advantage here. Jose Ortiz shaking up Angel Choir to keep this lead from Khaleesi Cat. And then it's Short Iron clinging to third, Angel Choir by 2.5 lengths. And Angel Choir gives Jose Ortiz 3 wins to start the day. Khaleesi Cat was second, Short Iron was third, and Tis All Heart was fourth. Out there alone, a 3-length lead, a 45 and 3/2 mile. They're into the stretch. Spartan Emperor in front by 4 coming into the final furlong. Band of Their Own now second to the inside. My Tommy Boy is third, and How Frosty It Is follows in fourth. On the far outside, Fortunate Sky making up some ground, but Spartan Emperor is far out in front. Spartan Emperor and Joel Rosario to win it over Band to Their Own. And then it was Fortunate Sky and Who is the Giant. And Ganador is running in third, and they're into the stretch. And Chasing Bubbles has run a 45 and 1/2 mile. Leads it by 4 lengths coming into the final furlong. And then it's Mach 7, Ganador to the inside, followed by Groom for Victory in fourth. Chasing Bubbles all alone. And Eric Consell and Chasing Bubbles win it by 5 lengths in the end over Mach 7. And then it was Groom for Victory and Ganador. It's off the lead, and then comes Love That Kelly on the inside. 3/4, 114 and 1. They're into the stretch. Push Me, Pull You has taken the lead now. Bargaining Table, though, is closing in on the outside. Bargaining Table goes right by Push Me, Pull You. and the others have been left reeling behind. It's Bargaining Table on top as they come down to the line, and Irad Ortiz Jr. and Bargaining Table will win it by a length and a half over Push Me, Pull You. And then it was Desert Bliss and Rhythm Queen.
Bargaining Table might be getting warmed up for a trip over to that Big A turf course. It's amazing, and she won today at Belmont, and her and Push Me, Pull You pulled away. Do you recall any horses that really thrived on the Aqueduct turf course like Bargaining Table does?
Yeah, I do over the years. Horses that run turns really well. It's a very tight configured turf course. The turns, it's a 7-furlong turf course, but the turns are even tighter because the stretch is somewhat long. Mm-hmm. And you get a horse that, I call them lefties, run good on their left lead and can really run around a turn. They excel at Aqueduct on the turf.
And a good day, speaking of excelling for the Ortiz boys, a combined 5 wins on this 9-race Friday program. Cappy's got his binocs, and we have got Angel Choir, who walked the dog on the front end. Petticoat Day was raided down towards the rail, and Angel Choir with Jose Ortiz was just all by herself.
Yeah, it looked like more speed was signed on for this race. Didn't work out that way. Angel Choir took her 10 starts to break her maiden, but for Dave Duggan, she found the winning trip, or the chemistry, so to speak, and Jose Ortiz with a hat trick, natural hat trick, first 3 races.
Capped a $662 pick 3 in races 1 through 3. And again, 5 combined wins for the Ortiz boys on a good Friday for them. Linda Rice, in the meantime, picking up a victory, and it was a determined win out of Hot in the Hamptons in today's first race, and she continues to put up solid numbers. She is about as shrewd as they come with second-time starters. And the Generasios, as we switch over to the owner standings, had that nice win with their homebred Disco partner in race number 7. They've got 5 wins at the meet, and we had a few claims, including a $75K pickup in Brian Bake's cookies. It's a lot of cookies out of the first. Desmond Farrell, the trainer, Mach 7, Push Me, Pull You. Hear the footsteps, the 8-year-old, picked up by David Jacobson out of race number 7. And we have got about as good a Knickerbocker, the featured 9th here tomorrow afternoon, as I can remember. We'll break it down when we come back. Horses ready to go, and that'll be the case here tomorrow. 10 races. The first race, 12:55 at beautiful Belmont Park. Another Saturday in October, almost halfway through the month. Time continues to fly, as do these $40 buy-in low roller contests. We want you out here. First floor of the grandstand, the sign-up. You'll have a lot of fun. You may take down the winner's share of a nice chunk, and you spend the day at the races with us right here at Belmont Park. And we do have a 9th race not to be forgotten. Solid field in the Knickerbocker, including, well, one that includes Mr. Speaker, your Belmont Derby winner from last summer.
Mr. Speaker winning the Grade 1 Belmont Derby here under her tremendous ride from Jose Lezcano. Jose Ortiz jumped aboard last time at Laurel when he won the Commonwealth Cup. Kind of, I think, really rounded back into form. And I think you're going to see the good Mr. Speaker basically commanding attention and respect tomorrow.
I like that. We'll see how he does against War Dancer, and he'll need a good effort because competition runs deep, and War Dancer's been pretty sharp against very good competition for trainer Bill Mott.
You know, it seems, too, like when War Dancer gets to dictate things, he gets very, very tough. We can never predict how much speed is going to show up on any given day. It doesn't look like a tremendous amount of pace in here. War Dancer gets loose. Speed is always dangerous.
And you like Christophe Clement on the green? Christophe wins on the turf, if you weren't aware, and he has got the consistent and classy old-timer Middleburg, who ran well over the summer down in Jersey.
Yeah, got a terrific trip and ride from Joe Bravo, who comes in to ride him tomorrow in the Knickerbocker. He's run well here at Belmont. He's run well at the distance, and I like the inside post, a 1 1/8 on the inner. You know he's going to get a ground-saving trip. He just sometimes doesn't show that killer instinct to me. He'll get there, and he seems almost content to be second or third. Mm-hmm. But he got it done last time, and maybe Joe Bravo found the winning combination.
And maybe the most intriguing horse in tomorrow's Knickerbocker is Messi, who turned some heads winning his first 2 races in America in dominating fashion.
He was so terrific in his first 2 starts. What happened last time in the Sword Dancer, Jason? I know it was a lot tougher, but he just was an absolute no-show. Now he cuts back in distance, the shortest distance he's run in North America, to 1 1/8. And Johnny Velasquez stays on board, and Graham Motion, well, he doesn't need any introduction. I'd just be curious to see if he's going to find that good form.
And Legendary tries to become a repeat Knickerbocker winner. Here he is. The water's a bit deeper, though, than this field that he beat a year ago on an overcast, chilly day at Belmont.
It is, but if you like Mr. Speaker, you got to give Legendary a look, because he ran second to Mr. Speaker last time. He's going to be a lot better priced probably than Then Mr. Speaker, legendary, owned by Walter Swinburne. People don't forget he rode a couple of good horses like All Along and Shergar in his riding days.
All Along, legendary, as is the duo standing by at Andy and Maggie.
Thanks a lot, guys. A lot of competitive races on Saturday's cards, and I think that leads to a lot of good opportunities to be kind of clever with some bigger priced horses. And what I'm going to look for is the third race, and Gridley here is 10-1 morning line. Now, whether or not we get the 10-1 remains to be seen, but I think this is a good spot for a couple of reasons. First of all, I think that the favorites are a little bit dressed up and vulnerable. Thundergram comes in for trainer Mark Cassie, who has not had a lot of success in the dirt in New York. Infinite Midnight's going to have to prove his last race was not a fluke as he improved dramatically. And I think it's more question marks about these horses, whereas Gridley here, he's run a number of good races this year. Mostly the problem has been he's just been running against better horses in a lot of his starts. He's not running against some of the same faces he's met in the past. I think he figures to get a fair enough pace to close into, and if Gridley here has got a little left in the tank, this might be a good spot for him to be very effective at a fair price. That's the third race on Saturday, the number 1, Gridley here.
Forward to this Saturday, highlighted by the Knickerbocker. I'm going to go one race after that, and it's race number 10 tomorrow. It's a maiden special weight for the 2-year-old fillies. We're going a mile and a 16th on the turf here, and one that, well, took a lot of money in her debut is number 4 in here, On Leave, for Shug McGahee. And, well, I say that because it's surprising for a 2-year-old firster from the McGahee barn to be so heavily bet. But I do think this filly was very well meant, but just because it's Shug, I'm willing to give her a get-out-of-jail-free card and think she will improve vastly in her second start. She's bred to be very nice out of the very productive dam and Megan's Joy, Ironicus, a half-brother to her. And I was impressed with the way she looked in the paddock and impressed with the run that she gave to finish second last time out. So it's all On Leave tomorrow as your Paddock Insider. Jay, Meg, back to you guys.
And Shug could be sitting on a big Saturday at Belmont. We talked about Mr. Speaker. Maggie likes the 2-year-old with the Stewardess Janny pedigree, especially on the female side. And Reload in race number 8, Mig tries to get back on track.
You know, earlier in the year, if you'd have thought who was the better miler on the turf, Reload or Ironicus, who have ultimately turned out to do some really good things, you might have voted for Reload, although he didn't follow through. So it'd be good to see if he can get back on track tomorrow.
Peace and love, my friend, as we end the show on a cloudy Friday evening at Belmont. Get home safe. We hope all of you have a great, safe night. Low rollers, the guaranteed pick 4, and 10 races coming your way tomorrow at 12:55.